In 2021, Genesis built a flagship sedan. Automotive journalists compared it to the Mercedes S-Class. It had better materials than a BMW 7 Series and a quieter cabin than a Lexus LS. It cost $91,445 new. Today, you can buy one for $35,000. Here's why almost nobody knows this exists and why that might be exactly the opportunity you're looking for. Let's start with the badge, because the badge is the entire reason this car's so cheap. Genesis is the luxury division of Hyundai, and that single fact does more to suppress this car's resale value than any mechanical issue ever could. American buyers hear Hyundai and their brains jump straight to economy cars. Reliable, sensible, affordable, but not luxury. Not something you'd cross-shop against Mercedes or BMW. That perception was fair 20 years ago. It is not fair today. And the gap between what people assume about this brand and what the brand actually delivers is where this entire opportunity lives. Genesis split off as its own brand in 2015, specifically to shed that economy car association and compete directly with German and Japanese luxury flagships. It wasn't the rebadging exercise. Hyundai poured resources into hiring designers and engineers who had cut their teeth at Bentley, Audi, and Lamborghini, and gave them a mandate to build something that could stand on its own next to the cars people already considered the pinnacle of the segment. The G90 was their answer to the S-Class. Not a smaller, cheaper alternative, a direct, full-size competitor built with the same ambition. And when it launched, the automotive press noticed. Car and Driver praised its ride quality and its interior finish, noting how the cabin insulated occupants from road and wind noise in a way that felt closer to a car costing twice as much. Road and Track pointed out how quiet the cabin was at highway speed, quieter than cars costing $30,000 more, and specifically called out the fit and finish of the interior panels as being on par with anything coming out of Germany. Motor Trend ran it head-to-head with the Mercedes S-Class and came away impressed by how close Genesis had gotten on materials, technology, and refinement for a fraction of the price even when it was new. These weren't backhanded compliments either. These were publications with no reason to flatter a Korean flagship, comparing it directly against the benchmark of the segment, and concluding that the gap was much smaller than anyone expected. So what did $91,000 actually buy you in 2021? A 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 with all-wheel drive, Nappa leather seating throughout, not just on the surfaces you touch, a head-up display projected onto the windshield, a 21-speaker Lexicon surround sound system that rivals what you'd find in cars costing double, rear seats that recline and heat and cool independently, adaptive suspension that reads the road ahead using a front camera and adjusts in real time. This was not a stripped-down attempt at luxury. This was Genesis building a genuine flagship and pricing it aggressively to break into a market dominated by 3 German brands and 1 Japanese one. Here's the part that should get your attention. In 2022, J.D. Power ranked Genesis as the #1 brand in America for initial quality. Not the top Korean brand, not the top value brand, #1 full stop. Ahead of Lexus, ahead of Porsche, ahead of every German luxury nameplate. And that wasn't a fluke. It was the 4th consecutive year Genesis had topped that ranking. This is a brand that has been quietly outbuilding its competitors on fit, finish, and reliability for half a decade, while carrying a reputation that hasn't caught up to the product. To put that in perspective, initial quality studies measured the number of problems owners report per 100 vehicles within the first 90 days of ownership. Fewer problems means a better score. German luxury brands have spent decades building their reputations on precisely this kind of metric. And for a Korean brand to beat every one of them 4 years running is not a marketing talking point. It's an engineering result. Assembly tolerances, electrical system reliability, infotainment stability, paint and panel consistency, these are the unglamorous, granular details that separate a car that feels expensive from a car that's actually built to an expensive standard. Genesis has been winning on that granular level consistently, even while the badge itself still struggles to convince buyers to take it seriously. Owner satisfaction backs this up too. Genesis's own owner survey data from 2022 put G90 owner satisfaction at 4.7 out of 5.0. That's an extraordinarily high number for any vehicle, let alone a full-size luxury sedan, which is typically one of the most complaint-prone categories in the industry, because buyers expect perfection and notice every flaw. G90 owners aren't reporting flaws. They're reporting a car that does everything they expected an S-Class to do at a price that let them also keep their savings intact. Compare that to the horror stories that circulate around German flagships once they're a few years old. Air suspension failures on aging S-Classes, electrical gremlins on high-mileage 7 Series cars, repair bills that can run into the thousands for a single sensor module. None of that is a guarantee with the G90, but it's worth noting that Genesis backs every new vehicle with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, one of the longest in the entire industry. That warranty was designed specifically to counter the trust problem we talked about earlier, to give nervous first-time Genesis buyers a safety net German brands have never needed to offer, because German brands didn't have a trust problem to overcome. That warranty also transfers meaningfully into the used market. A lot of shoppers don't realize that a portion of that powertrain coverage carries over to second owners, which means a used G90 bought at 3 or 4 years old can still come with years of factory-backed protection on the engine and transmission, the two most expensive systems to repair on any luxury car. Try finding that kind of coverage on a used S-Class of the same age, and you'll come up empty. That's another quiet advantage baked into the price you're already paying less for. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening in the used market right now, because this is where the story turns from interesting to actionable. According to IC Cars market data, a 2021 Genesis G90 today is trading in the $33,000 to $39,000 range. Compare that to a 2021 Mercedes S850, a car the G90 was built to compete directly with. Same model year, comparable performance, comparable technology, comparable interior quality according to the people whose job it is to compare these things professionally, and a $40,000 gap between them 5 years later. Why does that gap exist if the cars are this close in quality? It comes back to badge value, and badge value is stubborn. When someone shops for a used S-Class, they're not just buying transportation, they're buying into 80 years of German engineering reputation, into a badge that signals something specific the moment you pull into a parking lot. Genesis doesn't have that history yet. It's an 11-year-old brand competing against a nameplate with generations of built-in trust. That trust takes decades to build, and the market prices it in accordingly, whether or not it reflects what the car is actually like to own. But here's what's interesting for you as a buyer, not as a badge-conscious status seeker. You're paying for the actual car, not for 80 years of marketing history. And the actual car, independently verified by 3 separate automotive publications and backed by the highest initial quality score in the American market, holds up. This is one of the most significant value gaps in the entire used luxury car market right now, and it exists specifically because most buyers haven't caught up to what the reviews and the reliability data have been saying since 2021. If you're looking to buy one, here's what to know. Stick with the 2020 through 2022 model years, since those are the pre-facelift cars trading at the deepest discount before Genesis's growing reputation starts closing the gap. Look for the 3.5T all-wheel drive trim specifically, since it was the volume seller and parts and service support is strongest for it. Check for full service history at a Genesis or Hyundai dealer, since these cars are complex enough that documented maintenance matters. And don't be scared off by low mileage listings priced slightly above average. A well-kept G90 under 50,000 miles at $38,000 or $39,000 is still a car that costs $91,000 new, and that math doesn't change. It's also worth checking current Auto Trader listings before you commit to a number in your head, because inventory on these is thinner than you'd expect. This isn't a car that sits on lots in huge volume the way a used S-Class does, simply because Genesis sold far fewer of them to begin with. That scarcity cuts both ways. It means you may need to be patient and search a wider radius to find the right example, but it also means the ones that are out there tend to be well cared for, because the people who bought a Genesis flagship knew exactly what they were getting and tended to maintain it accordingly. Financing is another place where G90 quietly works in your favor. Because these cars carry lower resale values relative to their original sticker price, loan-to-value ratios tend to be friendlier, and some lenders will offer better terms on a car with a lower principal balance, even when the underlying vehicle is objectively the same caliber as something priced twice as high. If you're financing rather than paying cash, it's worth shopping that rate specifically against what a comparable German flagship loan would cost you, because the gap in monthly payment can end up being even larger than the gap in sticker price once interest is factored in over a typical loan term. Now, here's a question that actually matters if you're thinking about this as more than just a good deal on a nice car. What happens to G90 values over the next 5 years? There are two ways this plays out. In the first scenario, Genesis's reputation keeps climbing the way it has been. More JD Power wins, more word of mouth, more people cross-shopping it against German flagships instead of dismissing it outright. As that happens, the perception gap narrows and G90 resale values climb toward where the car's actual quality already says they should be. Buyers who get in now at $35,000 would be sitting on a car that's appreciating relative to its German competitors, not depreciating further. In the second scenario, the badge stigma holds. Genesis keeps building excellent cars that keep getting undervalued by a market that hasn't updated its assumptions, and depreciation on these continues to outpace what the car's actual quality would justify. Even in that scenario, you're not really losing. You already bought the discount. You already got the S-Class experience for the price of a mid-sized German sedan. The car doesn't need to appreciate for this to have been a smart purchase. It just needs to keep doing what it's already doing, which is driving, riding, and functioning like a $90,000 flagship, because that's exactly what it is. Either way, the ceiling on this trade is limited and the floor is already remarkably low. That's the kind of asymmetry that doesn't come around often in used cars, where most depreciation curves are brutally predictable and badge premiums almost never close. Genesis is the one brand right now actively working to close one. It also helps to zoom out and look at what Genesis has done since the G90 launched. The brand has kept winning quality awards, kept expanding its dealer network, and kept building cars that get compared favorably to segment leaders instead of dismissed as budget alternatives. Every year that pattern continues, the case for the G90 as an overlooked flagship gets a little stronger, and the number of people still unaware of it gets a little smaller. Right now, you're still early. In 5 years, this might just be common knowledge among car buyers, and the deal you're looking at today may not exist in the same form. So if you've been cross-shopping full-size luxury sedans and assumed the German options were simply out of reach, or assumed you'd have to settle for something a class below what you actually wanted, take a second look at the car almost nobody's talking about. The badge doesn't have 80 years of history behind it yet, but the engineering, the materials, and the quality scores say it doesn't need to borrow anyone else's reputation. It's already built the case for itself. Most people just haven't opened the file yet. If you want to see more of these hidden value breakdowns before the rest of the market catches up to them, make sure you're subscribed, because this is exactly the kind of gap we're gonna keep finding first.